Please give dignity to the people. Please give dignity to the people.
So you worked for the commissioner, your senior advisor. You were hired 2 weeks ago, and you're instructed to ask us to not have any pictures taken here.
Please respect the people,
because the political
rules.
leadership at DHS does not want the American people to know it.
Please respect the rules,
You keep
sir.
standing in front of the pictures, so you don't want the pictures taken. The rules are arbitrary, and they're designed to keep the American people in the dark.
Dignity and respect. That's all we ask.
Well,
Dignity
no, it's
and
not.
respect.
You're asking, is this
Please-
dignity and respect? Look at these
Please
people.
give
There's
dignity
a
and
pandemic.
respect to the people.
Let
I
me ask you. There's a
I
pandemic.
respectfully ask you, sir.
There is a pandemic. Is this respecting the rights of these
I
kids?
ask you. Please
Are you
respect
respecting the
people.
rights of these
This
kids?
is not a zoo, sir. Please don't treat the people.
You're right, and this is a
as such.
dangerous place.
Please don't treat the
And
people
your
like
policies,
this. That's all I ask
unfortunately,
for you,
are
sir.
trying to hide them. I understand
That's
you
all
were
I ask
instructed
you.
when 18
I
senators
ask you
came
to
down
please
here.
respect the people, give them dignity
I
and
respect them, and I want to fix this situation.
We all want to
and
fix
the
it, sir. We
administration
don't
you're
want
working
this to
for
happen
is
anymore.
responsible for these conditions.
Please respect the people with dignity and respect,
And
sir.
I ask you to respect the people as well. This
I am
is
respecting
not
you.
respect.
I am respecting the
This
people.
is not respect.
What does full-heartedly ask you even mean in English? I'm Sebastian Gorka. This is America First on the Salem Radio Network. We wanted to play that full video for you. Absolutely outrageous. Also incredibly disturbing. Some flunky from the White House was there to intercept 18 American senators who wanted to find the truth. What is going on the border? And they went to a DHS facility, and she, the no-name flunky from the White House, like some kind of drone from a communist regime, used newspeak. Please give these people this dignity and respect. Dignity and respect? In a facility where you have such a crisis in the border, the numbers have so exploded that you have to pack illegal immigrants right next to each other. In an age of COVID, literally inches from each other, hundreds of them packed into what are no longer detention facilities under the Biden-Harris regime, but are influx centers. Dignity and respect by making sure that your messages to the world, to everybody south of our border and in another 60 countries, are told, it's time, come on down, give your life savings, indenture yourself to the coyotes, the drug smugglers, the cartels, the weapons traffickers, so that you maybe one day in the distant future could be such a dignified and respected person that you're working for cash in America, or maybe never earning a crust because your family couldn't pay the coyotes, so you have to work as slave labor for them in America for the rest of your life. Maybe not paid anything. Maybe like that 13-year-old girl who was locked in a room after being smuggled into America and basically raped every day. Why? Because they wanted to use her as a prostitute, but not really a prostitute, because a prostitute agrees to sell their body. This 13-year-old girl who eventually escaped and found Dan Crenshaw and told her story to him so that others wouldn't be so abused. Where's her dignity and respect, you little fascist? Your idea of doing your job is to hide the truth. That senator, you don't have to like him, but that senator was elected, one of two out of one of our biggest constituencies, the state of Texas. Who the hell do you think you are to stand there in front of him, blocking his camera so that the American people and the people of Texas can't see what your boss has done? That woman, and I dearly hope somebody finds out her name, that government official who should be working for the interests of all Americans, irrespective of whether we voted for sleepy, creepy Beijing Biden, that woman is the exemplar, the apotheosis of the individuals that make dictatorships function. She's exactly the kind of drone that would do the bidding of the Communist Party in the numerous Marxist, Stalinist nations around the world who thought her political loyalty, the execution of her political mission, was far more important than the freedom of her fellow man. That woman is exactly the kind of functionary who made sure that whilst the truth was out there, by the late 1930s, everybody knew what was happening in the ghettos. Everybody knew that the people being forced onto those cattle cars with the yellow star of St. David sewn to their overcoats, everybody knew they weren't going on vacation. Everybody knew they were going to labor camps and eventually death camps. That woman is exactly the kind of person who made sure, yep, we're going to guarantee that this train leaves the station on time. That string of cattle cars filled to overflowing with the aged, with children, with people who are guilty of only one thing and one thing alone. The Fuhrer hated them. That those individuals would be delivered in their millions to the camps on time. Not an exaggeration, not hyperbole. If you can stand there in the midst of that suffering and say the words dignity and respect as you are physically blocking a U.S. senator from doing his job, you are utterly inhuman. And I'm not going to make excuses for them. Maybe she studied gender studies at university. Maybe she sees herself as some guru of social justice. I don't care. It is the end result of what you do that matters, not whether or not you believe that you are doing things for the best intentions. You may believe that you will create a utopia on earth, but through your actions you will be judged as not just undemocratic, but anti-democratic. You will be judged as a purveyor of lies and an enemy of the truth. Dignity, respect. If you wished to give those people, those children, those women, those mothers, any respect, any dignity, you wouldn't work for a festering administration that has given more business to the cartels than we have seen in more than a generation. 500 children every single day trafficked across our border. You dare to lecture anyone about dignity and respect? You are part of the abuse. You are a facilitator. You are an apologist for the suffering, for the tragedy that was caused by Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. You are as culpable as he is by dint of your actions in that DHS facility for denying the truth and cloaking it in your snowflake vocabulary of respect and dignity. But we see straight through you. I'm Sebastian Gorka. This is America First.